folks, welcome back to another review with yours truly, Sam Healy. Today, we're taking a look at Flamecraft from Cardboard Alchemy, so let's get down to the table. So here I have a 4-player game of Flamecraft set up for you, and the basic gist of the game, what you're trying to do is you're trying to score the most reputation points over the course of the game. Whoever has the most reputation at the end of the game is the winner, and there's multiple ways to score reputation points. Now, the way the game will end is if the last card from this deck or the last card from this deck is either drawn or revealed, and then everybody will get one final turn, including the person that triggered the end of the game. One of the main ways to score points during the course of the game is putting these enchantments onto the shops to which they match, the same item matches. So that's one way to get points. The fancy dragons are another way that you can score points. They will either have a sun on them, or they will have a moon on them. Those that have suns are things that you can do during the course of the game that will score you points, and then the moons will be things that you will score points for at the end of the game. Some of the other shops that will come up later in the game will have special abilities on them, and when you fire those off, some of those give you extra points as well. But whoever has the most reputation at the end of the game is the winner. That's the name of the game. Now, how you actually play the game is really simple. You're simply going to be taking a turn, and then on your turn, you're either going to choose to gather from a shop or to enchant a shop. And we're going to go over what each of those mean in just a second. Traveling to a shop, though, is simply you taking your dragon and you're going to choose which shop you're going to go to. Now, it's important to note here that you can never just stay in a shop and gather again from that shop. You must choose to move to a different shop, and then on another turn you can come back to that shop if you want to. Now, when you go to a shop, you're either going to gather there or you're going to enchant there. The first thing you do in a gather action is you're going to take a resource for each of these things. So if green goes here, they're going to be able to take right off the bat 2 leaf or green resources and put them into their tableau. Then you have 3 optional things that you can do on your turn. The first one is to take a dragon from your hand and place it. Now, in order to place a dragon, you have to make sure that one of the slots is asking for the kind of dragon that you want to place. Well, we do happen to have another green dragon, so since that symbol is there, we can place this dragon here, and there's a reward. I can get 1 coin for doing that. So that's added to my tableau, and then that is the dragon that's right there. Another thing we can do during the course of a gather turn is you can fire up a dragon that is at the shop that you're in. So both of these are the green dragons, so they're both going to have the same fire up ability of gift a good to another player, and you get to gain 2 points. So if I wanted to, I could take this green that I just got and give it to red, and that would score me 2 points on the track, and now I'm in the lead. The final thing that you can do in a gather ability is also optional, but if the shop has a special ability, and it'll be denoted right here, but then you can also use a shop ability if you wanted to. But again, those 3 things, placing a dragon, firing up a dragon, and using the shop ability, are all optional. The only thing you must do is gather the goods and resources that are available to you when you go to that shop. Now, later on in the game, I may want to come back to Hello Nursery and enchant there. So if I do, I would come over here. It is important to note here, however, that if there's another dragon already at the shop, I have to gift them either a coin or a resource in order to go to that spot. So in this particular case, I'd be giving blue a green, and then I could do whatever I would like to do, either a gather or enchant. The first thing you do when you go to an enchantment is you're going to cast an enchantment. And that's where these cards are going to come into play. These enchantments can only go to the kind of shop that they list here on their own card. So this is the only green one out here. I'm at the green shop. I want to use this enchantment. So I have to use 3 bread and 2 diamonds in order to cast that enchantment onto this shop. And when I do, I'm going to score 4 points, and I'm going to get to draw another dragon. So I'm going to score my 4 points, and then I get to draw a dragon from this and add it to my hand. But then this enchantment gets placed right here on top of the store, just like this. And now it will add to the amount of resources that somebody will get when they go there and perform a gather action. After I finished enchanting, I am also able to fire up all the dragons that are there. So if these dragons were still here, I'd be able to gift 2 goods to different players and gain a total of 4 points. So maybe I want to give this one to blue, and I'll give this one to dark blue, and that will score me 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I also get to fire this one up, draw 1 dragon. So I draw that and add it to my hand. And that will be the end of my turn. At the end of my turn, after I've done everything, these holes that could be on the table will refill. Another thing you have to do at the end of your turn is to check to see if you're going to flip over any new shops. Now, if you filled a shop, and this is a full shop here, if you were the one to place the last dragon in the shop, then you're going to draw the top card from the shop deck and basically put it in any open spot on the board. So, let's say that I just wanted to place it right here, and a new shop would come out, and now that's a new place that everybody can go visit on a subsequent turn. So that's about that for Flamecraft. Now, I have to say right off the bat that I wanted to pick this game up based on the way it looked and its table presence alone. I really thought, and I have to kind of use the word cute. It was simply a cute looking game, and that's what kind of drew me to it. I knew it was going to probably be a very family-friendly game in that it has a very palatable theme. Generic cutesy fantasy is pretty much where it fell. And with that being said, I knew it was going to be a hit with my family, so I went ahead and picked it up, not really knowing if I was going to like it or not. It has truly been a hit with the family, though, and it's truly been a hit with everybody that I've played it with, so I can safely say that this was a good purchase, if I can put it that way. Now, as far as my pros are concerned, the artwork is going to be numero uno, if I may say it that way, because the artwork, the iconography, everything really kind of sings together in the right way, because first of all, the iconography just makes sense. There were only maybe a couple of icons in the game that I really had to look up more than a couple of times after I initially read the rulebook for me to understand what they did. Otherwise, they were super simple. If it says this, then I'm drawing a fancy dragon. If it has this symbol, then I'm drawing a regular dragon. If it has this symbol, then I'm doing this, and so forth. It was very easy. So that graphic design that works well with the super good looking artwork that's here in the game really made everything flow together, and I really enjoy that about this game and about when games do that, because sometimes the iconography can get in the way of my enjoyment of the game, because I'm thinking about what does that mean. I'm thinking about what am I supposed to do next based on what all of the icons that are on this card, and it makes me stumble in my thematic enjoyment of the game, and this game doesn't do that. Another super pro for me for the game was that turns go lightning fast, for the most part. Now, there have been times where you're trying to figure out, well, if I fire this dragon off and it lets me move this dragon over here, and then I can fire that dragon off over there. There's some times where combos and the different combinations that arise that will make you kind of go, gears are starting to grind together a little bit, but then a little oil gets squirted in there, and we're good to go. Generally speaking, overall, turns go super, super quick. And I love it when games do that, because that means there's literally or essentially there's no downtime. You're always kind of interested in what other people are doing to make sure that maybe they're not doing what you're wanting to do, so you can continue planning on what you're wanting to do. But generally speaking, you are invested in the game. You're interested in what's going on all the time because turns are going fast, and before you know it, it's your turn again. And so that's what I really enjoyed about the game too. Another pro for me was the comedic value that was instilled in the names of the shops and some of the names of the dragons and all of that kind of stuff. All of the dragons are given kind of the dragons that are by the smithy here, Roxanne, Wingnut, Flint, Shale. They're all kind of very rough and tumble names. But then you have meat dragons, or dragons that have the meat, and this is a potato. And you've got hickory over here. And the green dragons are twig and dandelion, and the baking is honey, and all of those names of the dragons, those were interesting. Those were funny. Even the fancy dragons, they had names that were all kind of specially picked. And that just adds that cool factor, I guess you could say. The fun factor just goes up higher than that. And the comedic value, you've got Hello Nursery instead of Hello Kitty. You've got Smith Mart instead of Walmart. You've got the Fragile Reptile, Potable Potions, and Draco Bell instead of Taco Bell, and Critical Rolls for the bakery. These are all kind of neat. Pizza Coven. So these are all kind of neat names that just make you chuckle, and it just raises your enjoyment of the game, and I love it when game designers do that. I think it's a super way to just help people enjoy your game. Another thing that I really enjoyed about the game is the variability, and the way that you can kind of change how the game plays and let it evolve over time. There are 2 different sets of the enchantments that you can use in the game. There's a purple deck, and then there's also a gold deck. And the gold deck's just a little bit more of a difficult set collection type engine that's going on there. You also have a great number of different kinds of shops that you can put into the game. Each of the different shops have 4, if you include the starter ones. They have 4 different shops in each of the different resource colors. And then you also have a whole bunch of other ones that are kind of wild, or they give not resources, but they give gold coins or something to that effect. And there is a ton of those in the deck as well. So you're only going to be using, I believe, 10 shops along with the 6 that are starter shops in each game. So there's a lot of variability there. So you never really know exactly how the game's going to be played until those shops come up. And I like that because you can't go with just one strategy. You have to kind of duck and weave and flow with how what shops come out and how you're going to interact with those shops. So that produces a level of variability within the game structure that I really do enjoy when games have it. So that is that. So overall, my rating for Flamecraft is going to be, you probably guessed it, 2 thumbs up. This is a game that I heard and I saw the hype, but I didn't really pull it because my true kind of game is not really the family weight kind of games that are out there. I want to play them because that's what my family enjoys. So I want to do that. I want to spend time with my family. I want to spend time with other people with kind of casual level gaming. I do enjoy that. Now, this is a little bit above casual, but this really kind of hit home, and I enjoyed playing it so much with the people that I played it with that I do think that this is something that you should try to go and pick up if you have the ability to do that. So it's 2 thumbs up from me. Super good game, very good design. Really enjoyed everything about it, from artwork to components to mechanisms employed. So go get it if you can. And that's about it for this review of Flamecraft. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care.